Hello, my little chickens. Thank you so much for coming out to this great event that we're celebrating the life of Lianne Fournier today. We have a pretty good program lined up for you, and obviously we're full inside here. There's still room outside in the tent, and I'd like to welcome you all for coming. You know, Leanne, we did this through Facebook. She had 1,400 friends. We thinned it down to about 300. We had 200 come, so it's just a perfect number of people, I think, for this. So thank you very much for making it there. I just give you an idea of what we're going to do. We're going to do this program first, which could be an hour, it could be an hour and a half. We'll see how it goes. Right after that, we're going to have supper. We're going to go out to the tent, and their food will be served at the end there. You can sit in there, or bring it back in here, or do whatever it is that you wish. Then we're going to have a musical evening. We've got a lot of musicians, and it'd be easier to say who's not a musician, put up your hand. So we're going to have some great music going on tonight as well, too. And then later on, around 9 o'clock sunset, we're going to put out a late lunch, you know, some sandwich meat and that kind of stuff. There'll be coffee and tea out there as well, and there are drinks in the, somebody's clocking the coffee out there. And then we'll continue on with the music, and there's no time limit. Stay as late as you want, or go whenever it is that you wish. We do have a little shrine back there with a bunch of pictures of Leanne. There are these buttons. Oh, where's my button, man? The buttons of Leanne. Thank you to Carolyn Basher for the idea of doing them. There's my button. They are back there. If you didn't get one, please go and get one. I brought 250 of them along, so if you know somebody who's not here and you know would appreciate it, by all means, help yourself to one of those. There are some CDs there as well of her album, The Gift. If you did not get one, you know, we want them to get out in the wild, so please, by all means, take one of those. And we also have Leanne's ashes are there. There is a teapot. Excuse me for choking up, but it's going to happen several times. I was told to breathe in through my nose. Everybody do that? Reset. I got my voice back. It's a beautiful teapot. You know, we're looking at what to do with it. Do you get an urn or whatever? So we thought we'll get this teapot, keep the ashes in there, and then after, we're going to spread her ashes in a Canadian shield, is what she had asked to have done. We also got some cups. At every family event, we'll do some tea. Not of her ashes, no, tea. And have that be a nice event. I want to say a special thank you to Angel and Daryl, who are the property owners. They have done so much coming out here, because there's been nothing going on for during the COVID years, those last years. So, but as you can see, it's just incredible right now. They've really done a super good job about that. And we have several speakers that will be coming up, and some musical tributes done to her during this hour-ish program as well, so you'll get to see that. So we're here to celebrate Lianne Therese Helene Marie Fournier. How many people knew that she had all those names? She did. That's what went on. And the story I heard, she was called Leanne in the hospital. Her father, Paul, went to register her and kind of had trouble remembering her. So I'm hoping the Fournier siblings are going to speak. Maybe they can straighten me out. But Leanne was the mother's name, so Leanne came out of there, and they went ahead and did that. So it's fitting that we're doing this here, and that she came to all kinds of events that went on here. Daryl and Angel host a summer equinox festival that happens here with lots of live music and camping and everything. And Leanne loved coming to those things. She loved going to the outdoors as well too. If you knew her well enough and ever went for a walk with her, a lot of her music, a lot of her songs, talking about enjoying life and being out in nature. And she did like to travel. Did you know that when she was 18, she went to Morocco as part of an exchange program, got the Europe bug, went back there, did a whole bunch of Europe, spent a lot of time in India, a lot of time in Pakistan, not Pakistan, the one that begins with a K. Nepal, thank you. You knew what I was talking about. She went ahead and did that. So she was, oh yeah, I had it written down. Belgium, France, Kathmandu, and her Indian adventures. And you know, really self-determined. If she had an idea to do something, she would do it. She was in Vancouver, and she had a friend there. They were going to ride to South America on bicycles, but she realized how crazy that was. But she rode her bicycle from Vancouver to Winnipeg, mostly solo. So, yeah, what kind of determination that takes. And then music, as you all know, is her big thing. She learned to play guitar when she was 18, and Gilles, her very talented brother, went to... Yeah, let's hear it for Gilles. He went to St. Francis Xavier and studied jazz there, did very well, and Leanne loved jazz as well too, so she went there and also did a music degree, and it was some of the best years of her life, she said. And I hear stories and see a few pictures of the crazy stuff she was involved with out there, because we all know she could get pretty crazy sometimes. Yeah, we know that. And now that's being carried on, and Gilles' son Sam is in a jazz program at the University of Manitoba, following in his footsteps. They're doing very, very well. She also played in a lot of groups. I just recently learned about Ren Neufeld was telling me, sent me a poster of one of Leanne's earlier bands. Their name was, see, I wonder if anybody knows this, the Rocking Libidos. No? Okay. Did that, and then she had tri-vocals. That was her own trio with Dave Lawton and Karen Merklinger. And Dave Lawton was in it, and Richard Moody even sang with him for a little while. And then the Welfare Starlets, she played with them for a bit, and probably a whole bunch of other groups that I just can't list them all, but it culminated in the Weird Sisters. That was probably when she got her most notoriety and traveled around and picked up a lot of fans. But then, you know, the musical dreams kind of set in, the reality of, oh, music's fun, but what about when it's over and I don't want to go out and do that anymore? So listening to her sister Lucille, who was a big influence in Leanne's life, she went to get her degree in education, and she did graduate. Go back to university in midlife, like what does that take, that kind of energy to do that? But she went and did that. She was fortunate / unfortunate to have many relationships as she went through her life, but her longest one that she had was with Poo Poo Head. Remember Poo Poo Head? Virgil the Cat, 17 years. Is Shirley Stritt here? There she is. Shirley, she so many times said thank you. For Shirley was the one that, yeah, come over, I got some little kittens, you know? And Leanne knew right away which one it was. Yeah. So she was really great, all right. And you know, I want to apologize to you for this, her death coming to you so suddenly. But it was a fast-acting cancer, and she just didn't want the general public to know about it, because if any communication was happening, it'd be sorrowful, and she didn't need that going on in her life. So it's just the immediate family and the very closest friends that knew about that. And even for me, who knew it from the beginning and the onset, it was just so quick, you know. But this is our reality. We need to get used to our new reality. Live with the grief that we'll probably carry with us for our entire life. I was really touched by Joey Landra's song recently about I don't want to cry anymore, and that he's talking about that. But I'm saying no, you know, if you feel grief, let it out, by all means, and don't hold back. Just, you know, let it. I had a good one this morning. So that's what happened. She was a no-nonsense person. She didn't have time for small talk. She would tell me several times if I start talking about something, Richard, I have no time for small talk. Don't do it. So it was almost like she realized, you know, no, you have to make every minute count and proceed on and go and do things. So she was always the life of the party. She was so creative at so many things she did. She had that wild sense of humor that I just loved. And I'm going to stop right there, having said that. And we are now going to have Rachel Landrick and Neil Weisensell come up, and I'll let them say what they're going to do and say what they want to say about Leanne. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Richard. I met Leanne sometime in the 80s, don't know, it was kind of blurry, not sure, some party somewhere. And then we discovered we were both into music, so she came over to my place one time, we had the keyboard, so I had my piano there, and she had her piano on the other side, and we were playing, and I was just out of music school, and she had, gone to sing FFX, and she just stopped. She said, "Your feel is so off." And I was like, "What is feel? I don't even know. Nobody talked to me about that in school music." So, hopefully now, I have a little more feel. And then I went to Vancouver. I met my lovely wife Rachel. We moved back here. Thanks again for moving back here. I'm sorry about the weather. And I started World Village Gospel Choir, and so she came to the first rehearsal, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to sing in your choir, but I'm not paying, and I'm not going to sing anything that Jesus should." So I said, "Okay." And once people found out that Leanne was singing in the choir, I was like, "Wow, we got some legitimacy." So we built a really great choir, and Leanne was a huge part of that. She premiered some of the songs of the choir. We sang backup. You hear a couple of members of the choir tonight, and I'm gonna miss her so much. But what a fantastic musician! And I'm working on her charts, getting ready for today. It's like, oh man, little crazy chord. How am I gonna try to forget to play that? Anyways, that's all I got.
I want to say about Leanne, and I know she would immediately go, she was a singer's singer. This woman, amazing. It's like someone that also has a deep love and respect and passion for the art form that you have a deep love and respect and passion for, you immediately just bow down to them. And thank God she recorded her songs and left us with that.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway,
Kelnick.
I am Daryl. I think so.
And I welcome you to our home. It's, I can see you up in the lounge. Oh, Leanne, my God, what do you say about somebody like that? Such an incredible force. We're very blessed to be able to do this for her. This was her spot, right here. She was always here on the stage. I have a little story, but maybe you'd like to say some words, Daryl?
Okay. I have nothing written, but
No.
what I remember most about Leanne was usually about, we have this barbecue thing that a lot of you have been to 40 years running. And a lot of times about 11 o'clock, when they did about 11, just after dark, after the fireworks, Leanne would wander in here, and there'd be some people milling about, maybe playing some tunes, and she'd get on the keyboards and she'd start playing some weird thing, and it really didn't matter, but it was a go for it thing, right? What are you doing over there? Oh, I like that. You like that? I like that. Okay, let's go. And then we'd just keep going, and we'd all launch into some ridiculous thing. Like, one of our greatest hits was called I Caught You Peeing in the Pool. So if you can imagine, what you can come up with about catching someone peeing in the pool, we went on with that one for about 15 or 20 minutes. And the other one, which we might perform for you tonight, was called Who's Freaking Out? You're freaking out.
Stop freaking out.
She's freaking out. You're all freaking out. We're gonna have to do that tonight, I guess. Anyway, I guess I was more connected with her funny side than her serious side. But she had a beautiful balance of both. She was wacky, but she was also very smart and very, very warm. Yeah, we're gonna miss her. We're missing her. But on the other hand, if 200 people show up to my memorial, I'd be pretty crazy. What's the word?
Elated?
Elated, amazed. She was an amazing person. So I'm really glad you're all here
Yes.
to enjoy this.
And I have a little story. Leanne and I both loved nature. And, I met her here many, many years ago. I'm not sure when. Some degenerate brought her over. There were so many degenerates at our parties. Hippies, degenerates, musicians. Oh my God, we got musicians. But we went on a camping trip in the Canadian Shield, and I took her to a lake. I wanted her to see this lake. It's called Thelma Lake. So the two of us went on this wilderness trip. And most of the time there, well, first of all, she said, oh my God, how much stuff did you bring? Because I brought so much stuff, and we ate like queens. And we went canoeing on the lake, and I swear one day we just laid on this rock and watched clouds. The clouds were so amazing, and we were both so enchanted by that. And then the next day we decided to canoe back to the landing and cross the road and go to this other lake. It was called Beaver Lake. So we wanted to see, a little bit more of the area. So we started down the path, and we thought, well, geez, there is nobody here. So we whipped off our clothes and started, down the trails, naked and just having the best time ever. And then we see a sign that says, active research area. And we're like halfway down this trail, and it's like, active research area? Oh my God, I guess we better go put on some clothes. So we did. We had so many good times together. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her forever, but she's been here the whole time we've been getting ready for this. She's been here, definitely. So, yeah, the song I chose to do for you and for her is The Gift, because it's about nature and it's also about her. She was a gift to us. So that's coming up as soon as the band gets here.
Thanks, Lianne, for the sunshine.
We have musicians.
Don't feed them. You might be rocking in the tent, buddy. You might be like blowing people's heads off. You should check.
Ah.
Thank you.
I'm thankful for the gift of life, the sweet kiss of a moonlit night, the calm caress of northern lights, the power of an eagle's flight. I love the taste of falling rain, sunshine on a golden plain. I get up on the scent of a perfume flower and the freshness of a season's change. I'm in love. I'm in love with the earth and its offerings. I'm in love. I'm in love with your smile and the joy it brings. I'm thankful for the gift of love, the comfort of a mother's touch, the soft embrace of a summer breeze, the sound
Angel and Eagles band. Isn't these guys incredible? They were the band that Leanne used on her album, The Gift, and always her band of choice for any gig that she did. And they were available, which was rare because they were really in demand a lot. And so we're really grateful that they came today. And that piano, that's the nice piano. That's the piano that she got in the Weird Sisters. And when she did leave them, that was a deal that she really had to stand up for herself, that I get the piano when I'm leaving it. So she loved it. It's an older piano. The guys that have played it have said it's a really good piano. So it must have a lot of her spirit in it. And so it's here with us. We're going to have Jenny Robinson come up and say some words. Jenny's a dear, sweet friend of Leanne's and with the Welfare Starlets, and I'm sure she'll have other things to say.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks. Hi, everybody. Through the nose, right? It's just so amazing to be here among old friends and kindred spirits and friends of Leanne. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Jenny Robinson, and I'm so grateful to be here to share some memories about Leanne, one of my dearest lifelong friends. We met sometime around 1990. Jill introduced myself and Tammy Gutnick to Leanne, and it was friendship at first sight, and really for the next decade we were totally inseparable. Leanne moonlighted in the bands that Tammy and I founded with Carol Hutchinson, who's here today too, the Welfare Starlets and Strange Angels. We were truly best friends, and we had many, many adventures together. Leanne was the spark of many impromptu parties, as everybody knows, and jams. She made me laugh until I cried so many times. She would offer a quick Groucho Marx impersonation or a Jerry Lewis Hey Lady, which then became our greeting to each other for these many, many years. I think I lost consciousness from laughter the first time she pulled out Chevron, Queen of the Laser Tits. While Tammy and I were in the living room, she said, I've got this idea. She comes out, as you know, as some of you know, some of you may find out later about that. But anyway, we had so many joyous times together. And the years were really golden. We were young, we were healthy, we were free, and we just did whatever the hell we wanted, and it was fabulous. Our gatherings always involved laughter, often a trip to Garson in the summertime, or a chess or Scrabble game, which she always won. And of course, music. We shared new songs, our dreams, our ambitions, and the goal of writing lasting music, which Leanne won that contest for sure. Leanne was composing songs like Aphrodite and working on her tri-vocals recordings in our early friendship. And her compositions always blew my mind. How she honored her jazz mentors and chose harmonies and rhythms that challenged all of us to be better musicians and more sophisticated listeners. Leanne was a master of her craft, and her recordings are samples of the genius that was Lianne Fournier. We performed and recorded together. She lent her early piano chops to the Welfare Starlets' frozen salsa, and her astonishing background vocals to several songs on the Strange Angels Dancing with the Living album. We also toured together, and on one 24-hour drive, journeying home from Toronto to Winnipeg, Leanne and I took the midnight shift. On the long, dark section between Sault Ste. Marie and Wawa, I know many of you know that drive so well. Leanne was driving, I was in shotgun, and to stay awake, we sang all of the album Blue. The first lines of that album, the first song, All I Want, has always epitomized Leanne to me. Her sense of adventure, her deep, unwavering curiosity, and her hunger for life. I'm on a lonely road and I'm traveling, looking for something, what could it be? Looking for the key to set me free. I want to have fun, shine like the sun, which Leanne did so well. We continued to sing all the songs on the record, Old Man, Little Green, California, Carrie, and as the night rolled on, we hit the title track, Blue. Leanne sang that haunting first line as if it were her own. In that moment, I heard her full musical prowess. She was truly a remarkable musician. Songs are like tattoos, indelible, just like Leanne. Through midnight to the small hours of the morning, we laughed and we sang and we racked our brains for the lyrics and order of the songs on that recording. This, of course, was all pre-Google, so this was all by memory that we patched together all of these remarkable songs of the profound record that Joni Mitchell made. Star Bright, rang out as we drove under the mantle of the Lake Superior's beautiful night sky. We sang The River, Case of You. I could drink a case of you and still be on my feet as we approached Wawa. And finally, the prophetic last song, The Last Time I Saw Richard. The melancholy tone of this song is the exact opposite of the love Leanne found for Richard, the love of her life. She truly found home with you, Richard. Thank you for taking good care of her and for loving her so very well. This long night was the fondest memory I have of Leanne and the musical friendship that we shared. I will always cherish the memory of her voice in my ear, the scowl she would give me if I sang a sour note, and the eternal love that she gave me as a friend. Dear Richard, thank you for gathering us all together today, and to Angel and Daryl for your generous hospitality, and to Jill and to Leanne's sisters and all of her cousins and friends. Thank you for being here and inviting us into this day with you. And finally, in her own words, I am blessed to be here singing this song. I'm in love with your smile and the joy it brings. It's time to journey home. I'm glad we had this time together, Leanne.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Jane. Next, we're going to hear from Leanne's work husband, Earl Isaac, who's a phenomenal musician and really made Leanne's life teaching so much more joyous. And I still have some videos to release of some of those concerts that are just going to blow you guys away. So, Earl, thank you.
I didn't even get to know Leanne until 2014 when she came to West St. Paul School, and I can sure see there's a lot of connections and things to know and stories from the past that kind of just starting to filter into filling out who she was. I really enjoyed working with Leanne. In public school, it always felt like we were making the best music we could with the young musicians that came to us. Rehearsals were productive, and her singing and pacing were a model for me as well as the students. Although she was understanding of unrefined sounds if someone was trying, she had very little patience for students who were wasting their talent and making it difficult for the rest of us. For me, her pursuit of excellence was a breath of fresh air in a culture where we often accept less than one's best as good enough. She didn't have time for that. None of us should. Leanne made me feel like more of a musician often. We could collaborate on arrangements and take turns leading an accompaniment. We chose unique repertoire because we could. We would talk about songs we liked and wanted to do, and we figured out to make them work, with ways to make them work with the kids. It's true for choirs, concert programs, assemblies, combined efforts with band and choir together. Our jazz band sessions are some of the best memories I have from 40 years as a teacher and a musician. Actually, my strongest reason for hesitating to retire was that I was enjoying my days with Leanne. I felt like we had mutual respect for each other and work was a happy place. Leanne also talked about outdoor things that I'm sure we could have done together. We didn't make most of those things happen in the time we had with her, and now I miss having her in our world.
Thank you, Earl. That was great. And now we're going to hear from three people who have known Leanne the longest of any of us, and that's her sisters and brother. Jocelyn is the eldest, Lucille is second, and Jill is the baby.
I love it.
Okay, I'll do this once. Oh, I didn't see it. Ok, c'est à moi de parler un peu en français. Je vous remercie tout le monde d'être venu. Je sais que c'est un moment difficile. C'est des temps difficiles pour tout le monde, mais on vous remercie de votre temps, votre patience, votre amour, et merci d'être venu. I have two short stories. When Lianne was born, Mama and Papa lined us up to say goodbye as they went to take Mom to the hospital. Maman a demandé, Maman asked, what do you want? A girl or a boy? Est-ce que vous voulez une fille ou un garçon? The four of us screamed, une fille! The reason being, fille, garçon, fille, garçon. We needed another girl. What happened? Lianne was born. Second story. Going back to Chevron. When Robert and Sandy bought their house, they had a housewarming. So we were downstairs playing darts. The girls against the guys. Lianne shows up, late, as usual, and naive, and the girls are losing miserably. Not that we care. She goes, well, this isn't right. You have to distract them so that you can play properly. You have to use your laser tits. What happens? The boys come up, they're trying to throw. The girls go up, first Lianne, and she goes, my sisters, my cousins and I, we look at each other and go, sure. Every time the boys went up, there's a line of 10 women going. The boys could not throw their darts, they were laughing so hard and falling on the floor. They fell on Gandhi. The women won.
Totes. I first met Leanne when I was 1 year old. Yeah, one of the, I guess I'll say a real quick thing. One memory I remember, I'll just say a quick little one so can eloquently do her thing. I remember her first day at going to kindergarten, and she was scared and nervous, and I said I would hide her so that she didn't have to go. So we were trying to find different places to hide, but eventually, the parents found her. So it was that. And it's funny thing you talk about Leanne being late, maybe like when she's younger, but as a musician, she was very professional. She was quite professional, actually, and as most of you know, I'm as far as tardiness goes, it's almost legendary for me. So, and I'm there. Okay, we had the gig at the Maltese Jazz gig, and she said, okay, we're gonna. Do you want to? When can you rehearse? I can do this day, this time, at this time. And I said, okay, great. We're gonna start at this time, so we'll see you there. It's great. Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna be there on time and whatnot. And then that day, for some odd reason, I decided to take a bit of a nap. And sure enough, she texted me about, I don't know, halfway through the rehearsal, are you asleep? Like she knew. And then, oh man, yeah, sorry, I showed up anyway. That's just a small little thing. There's so much to be said about Lianne. I love her, I miss her, and she's one of the most amazing musicians I know, one of my favorite singers. And on the way up here, we were listening. We carpooled, Murray and Dan and I, and we carpooled up on there. Oh, we should check out some of the tunes so that we don't look like idiots when we play them. So we did that, and as soon as I put it on, like the water started going, of course. And then I should have conditioned myself prior to coming. I should have spent all week listening to this and just get calloused so I can stay in control. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't, because I appreciate her music and her. I think that's it for now.
We didn't talk in order, sorry. I'm older than Jill. So much more mature.
That is so true.
Okay, this is a shorter version of a letter I wrote to Leanne that I never got to read, and I wish I had brought Kleenex.
It's clean. It's got the texture of sandpaper, but it does the job.
They brought me paper, so kind.
It's the stuff from the...
Oh, great. Oh, thank you. Take it back. Okay. I never thought I'd have to write anything about Leanne. I always figured she was... What's wrong with me, sir?
Yeah.
I'm okay. I always figured she was going to be the one stuck talking about me someday. Our most favorite family story is when she was born. Mum said, "Zoop!" Mum talked in sound effects. But she just slipped out. Easiest birth ever. We'll realize my mum had Jaws, Rob, me, and
She was this tall.
4'11", and she had us all in a row. Yeah, busy time back then. Then Mum would start her story about her severe gallbladder attack and needing a major operation. She never really got to finish the story because our dad would take over and talk about how he had to separate us all amongst the relatives so he could go to work. Jill and Rob were at my tante Annette's, and I was at the Gendrons, and Joss and Leanne were at my tante Bun's and my uncle's. Yvonne had to take care of Leanne, a newborn. And one of Leanne's favorite teases from Mum is, "Yeah, that's what's wrong with me. I was never breastfed." None of us were, but that's okay. She was the only one. Our parents pretty well worked almost as soon as Leanne was born. They had 5 mouths to feed. She often said, "We brought her up." And I'm quoting, which is the other reason why I'm kind of screwed up. Not everything was rosy, true, but we did have a lot of fun and laughter, and we grew up to be pretty okay people. Leanne's my little sister.
Don't apologize, honey. Love you, Michelle. Take a breath.
We always had a room together, always, no matter where we moved, and we moved a lot, and we always had a room together. I took her everywhere until she started to travel. Onwards through her 20s, off she went. Wilderness Coursion, as Canada Moan, to Morocco, as Richard mentioned. Belgium, France, Germany, Nepal, India, and eventually home. She was in India during the Bhopal explosion and Indira Gandhi's assassination, so we were a little bit worried. She came home affected by the extreme poverty that she had seen and the materialism we lived in. She didn't stay long with Mum and Dad. More adventures, living in a co-op, Toronto, other cities, biking from Vancouver to Winnipeg. Then like Jill, she left for Antigonish to get her bachelor's and her honors degree in music, jazz studies. Leanne was an idea hoarder. She journaled and drew and recorded this and that and kept all her letters and notes throughout her whole life. She never knew when she would need to have a lyric. And I'm sorry I printed that wrong. I'm going to repeat it. You never know when you might need a lyric. We all have songs or lyrics in our heads, but I admire how she could replay a song 1,000 times on those vinyl records just to hear that one little note, to get that piece just right. Her head was full of poetry, visual arts, tunes, harmony, instrumentation. I admired that ability to get it onto paper, which made for some distancing. A kind of rift started to happen between us. She would often say, "You choose your friends, not your family." I was a teacher and she was working and being part of the Winnipeg music scene. She had all kinds of groups, tribal vocals, as we know, the Pearl Drivers, Weird Sisters, solo gigs, and even made a go at stand-up comedy. She was forced to supplement her artistic revenue by substitute teaching in music. So I felt it got harder and harder for Leanne to hang out with family. Everybody was getting more and more settled with children. Even I had a baby, which was a big deal back then. And after a few years, a few hours and a meal, she'd often would leave the evening to hang out with friends. She always seemed to have somewhere to be. Those were our years of mistaken identity. People would talk to me and tell me how great I sang the other night. I can tell you that wasn't me. No, I would just say, was I wearing my glasses? And Leanne didn't have glasses back then. And I said, no, that was my sister. Thanks, though. Over those years, she was subbing. I spent a lot of time trying to convince her to get a teaching certificate. She resisted for 12 years. I wanted her to earn the salary she deserved and still be able to gig. Those were the years she was mistaken for me. On her own, she managed to buy a house and live frugally her whole life. And during those dark years of our mums, our brother Rob's, and our dad's illnesses, she got that teaching degree. Life moved on, though, with all that, and she had losses within her friendships, and moved to a nicer area and connected and married Richard, to ours and her great joy. She made an album and invited us over to her home and partied with us, and we all went to nephews and nieces' weddings and celebrations and the arrival of Zoe, and had Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday parties, get-togethers, street hockey, tobogganing, campfires, and then COVID shut it all down. She talked me off a few teaching ledges during COVID. We sent each other material. She was quite happy to work at home, to work as she pleased. I was much less so. The light for her, most definitely, was Richard. He is more than wonderful. He is and will always be her and our hero and champion. I can't imagine what we would have done without Richard. There is no amount of gratitude and love that can ever be measured here. He is simply amazing. We love you. I love you. He said he wanted to be a Fournier. Well, he is. Stuck with us.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah. Be prepared. I can't figure out who gets picked for this cancer lottery. Our mom loved the world, her kids, grandkids, people in life. She was a source of absolute joy. Well, Rob was really enjoying his life. He played for 3 or 4 baseball and hockey teams. He knew so many people. He was connecting with his son and traveling. It was a riot to be with. I mean, really, come on. Then Leanne, the most talented, adventurous, stubborn Fournier of them all. I think she's more stubborn than her dad, who's pretty stubborn, or was. She was really, truly enjoying her life. Richard and she both worked so hard to live in the moment, and voila, poof, it all just goes. I know, tout doit sur terre mourir un jour. All things on earth die one day. Well, I'm not very impressed. Like I said, Leanne's my little sister. Okay. Okay, she's yours too. I have to admire how she lived according to her convictions. She has seized every moment and persevered through some pretty tough and tricky times. She explored the world, her options, and her talents. I cannot get over her abilities. Skilled vocalist, pianist, not bad guitarist, and other instruments. She played a ton of things. Outstanding composer and arranger, teacher, poet, visual artist, and visionary. I know how hard it was for her to decide for no treatment and accept her fate. We're known as a family for our brutal honesty, and I really appreciated hers during this difficult time. She did it all on her own terms, despite how hard that was for me and all of us to watch. She spent her life trying to grasp the spiritual meaning of it all. And I hope, Leanne, now that your time on this earth has come, that you have found the peace and joy and you've been searching and working for all these years. I love you, and I really, really miss you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a warm hand to Maura, Fournier, Savannah, Menard, I was going to say, give an idea that it's Menard, and Zoe.
I'm Maura, but I'll be reading.
And Sam!
My dad's Jill, and we're Leanne's nieces and nephews. And nothing like a few aunties and a really cool dad to make you who you are. We're very grateful. But I'll be reading something that Savannah wrote. So it's called Holding Your Hand. I was sitting in my yard last June when my dad called. He said you had cancer. I spoke to you within the hour. You were so sad and scared, but you comforted me. When I visited you soon after, you were frail and needed my help to sit and stand. We sat in your yard and we watched the birds fly freely by. You held my hand and asked, will this be my last summer? I never imagined it would be. You were too young and too talented, too strong. But cancer cares for no one. It only destroys. Cancer destroyed you before my eyes. Over the summer, I held your hand as much as you would let me. The last time I did, you looked into my eyes and said, this is it, sweetie. This is the end. I can feel it. I shook my head and dismissed your truth. I said, no, this won't be the last time I hold your hand. But it was. Now, nearly a year later, I sit in my yard, I watch the birds fly freely by. I hear their song, the rhythm of the leaves, and rustling in the wind. I hear you all around me. I reach for your hand, knowing you're always holding it. Until we meet again, my sweet auntie chicken. Je t'aime, Savannah.
Sam and I were going to do a song together on two basses, but he wasn't feeling well today, so I got Amber to do a last minute sit-in for this. So this is Amber Et, ladies and gentlemen. Another one of my favorite singer, songwriter, composer, musicians, and so on and so forth. So we'll get right to it. It's a song I wrote a while ago called Gone, and here it comes, here it goes.
I don't know any jokes, but someone here must know a joke. Well, in typical Gilles fashion, I got a call about 11 a.m. this morning. Hey, Amber, you know this song "Gone," right? Could you sing it today? Okay. So, it's my pleasure to share this song with you, and hope you enjoy this song written by Gilles. It's called "Gone." Do not tremble, my silent one. Do not sorrow when darkness comes, when the wind moves through the trees and the leaves call out your name. Don't be sorry, my lonely child, when you awaken and I am gone. You will know that you are mine when you hear the evening song. And in the dawn of day, a trace of night will stay. In the shade you sleep, dreaming of peace, keep you safe in the light of the sun. Though I've gone, my song, you know I leave my love with you. So do not sorrow, my quiet child, when in the silence you hear a song that tells the night that you are mine through the years when I am gone. And in the dawn of day, a trace of night will stay. In the shade you sleep, dreaming of peace, keep you safe in the light of the sun. Though I've gone, my song, you know I leave my love with you.
child, when in the silence you hear a song that tells the night that you are mine, through the years when I am gone, through the years when I am gone, through the years when I am gone.
Margaret. The lyrics, Margaret Sweatman wrote those words, so big hand for Margaret.
Thank you guys, that was fabulous. This is the some of the World Village Gospel Choir coming up right now. We heard Neil talk about how Leanne was in from the beginning and she wasn't going to pay any fees or anything to do with it. She wrote a song that we're going to do after this one. We're going to make an attempt at doing the Beatles' Let It Be. And I want to do a thank you to the sound engineer, Tom Kowalczyk. And Gordon Kingsman is doing video work in there. We really appreciate that as well, too. We're going to do 2 songs, and then I have a 14-minute slideshow that I'd like to play for you so you can see what's going on with that. So we're going to try this. Myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary calls to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Leanne sings to me. Said until tomorrow, let it be. Yeah, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. Thank you.
Neil, you want to introduce this one? Or?
This song is called Love Will Never Let You Down, and it should be an anthem. It's going to be sung by Maggie Boyko. Neil asked Leanne to write a song for the choir, and this is what she came up with. It's friggin' amazing.
Richard, that was beautiful.
Hold on one sec, Neil. Just have to gather, but also, what an honor. Can I just say, what an honor to even know who Leanne is. But what an honor to be able to celebrate her with people who also knew Leanne. I barely knew Leanne, and I am like in pieces. My heart goes out to everyone who didn't just barely know Leanne. I love you all so much, and so does she. And thank you, Richard, for including us. Okay. Yep, we're good. Yeah, right? Yeah, Leanne's like, get on with it. Okay. Okay, we're good now. Okay. Sometimes the heart is full of sorrow. Sometimes we need a helping hand. Sometimes we try to be the hero. Sometimes we just don't understand. In the midst of all this suffering, we can keep our spirits high with kindness and compassion. We can certainly get by. It's all about love. Love always wins out. It's all about love. Love will never let you down. Sometimes a friendship falls apart. Sometimes the stranger's more forgiving.
when it's time to work it out. Someone you love will come and help you touch your heart once more. It's all about love, love always wins out. It's all about love never let you down. Sometimes you lose the ones you love. Sometimes the tears are never ending. But you will hold her in your heart. You'll keep on living through the pain. Find your way back home. It's all about love, love always wins out. It's all about love, love never.
World Village Gospel Choir.
Leanne invited me to, when we first started our relationship 5 years ago, to come out and join this choir, which I thought, I'm not a singer, I can't, you know. But she twisted my arm and I went, and best thing I ever did, they really taught me a lot about how to project and how to sing, and so it was a heck of a lot of fun to do that. And I really appreciate them. They're usually 80 to 100, or about 80 voices, and you should hear them at Knox United. They're really something else. Right now we have a video. It looks like Gordy's ready to roll it. So it's like a 14-minute video, the slideshow of photographs of Leanne and also some video at the end. So Gordy, hit it.
I'm thankful for the gift of life, the sweet kiss of a moonlit night, the calm caress of northern lights, the power of an eagle's flight. I love the taste of falling rain, the sunshine on a golden plain. I get all from the scent of a perfumed flower and the freshness of a season's change. I'm in love. I'm in love with the earth and its offerings. I'm in love. I'm in love with your smile and the joy it brings. I'm thankful for the gift of love, the comfort of a mother's touch, the soft embrace of a summer breeze, the silence of a winter's eve. I love the open prairie sky, the brilliance of a butterfly, the haunting sound of a night. I'm blessed to be here singing you this song. I'm in love. I'm in love with the earth and its offerings. I'm in love. I'm in love with your smile and the joy it brings. I can't believe my crazy luck to be put in this place, as if that's not enough. I'm blessed to be here singing you this song. There's a lot of chat about this and that. The world is a crazy place. You start singing a tune just to lighten the mood. There's no need to be afraid. You make your own paradise. Make your own paradise. You gotta get on your way. You're a time machine in a lover's dream. Wake up, seize the day. Slow down. We're polluting the air like we don't have a care, a product of society. So you get on the bus, forget about Gus, to change your reality. You make your own paradise, your own paradise. You gotta get on your way. You're a time machine in a lover's dream. Wake up, seize the day. Slow down.
Ses priorités. Des fois, elle veut un homme francophone, des fois pas francophone.
Oh, catholique, juif.
Mais inquiétez-vous pas, les filles, on prend contrôle.
On va lui en trouver un mari.
Ce soir.
Greetings, Earthlings! Chiffon, Queen of the Laser Tits! I'm from the planet Neuphonius 3. But I was forced to chase the enemy in my voluptuous helicopter to the planet Earth. And now the enemy has taken on human form. And I believe the enemy to be one of you. Behold, my secret weapons. My laser tits. And I will not hesitate to use them, human.
Ne t'en fais pas, tu fais de ta vie un voyage, une surprise, une fête. Ça n'a pas d'importance, ce qu'ils disent. Mamie a les pieds comme une biche vive, sa peau est plus blanche qu'au biais de sapin. Si je l'amenais courir par la ville comme une biche vive, s'en irait bien loin. Get around, get lost, get a job, get along. Get anything you want, get a life, get out of town. Get peace of mind, get rest, get laid, get to know who you really are. You'll find you're no one. Say what you mean what you say. Don't say a thing, say everything. What's that you say? I say nothing. If I'm in love with your soul and the hope it brings, I can't believe I'm in this life. Sometimes I take it for granted and that's not right. I'm blessed to be here singing you this song. Nature's magic lead the way. Take my final breath away. We are the sounds, we are the sense, the touch, the taste, the sights. Angels crawling through the night, feel the spirit of the light. Take my hand and fly away. It's time to leave this world today. It's time to journey home. Sometimes you lose the ones you love. Sometimes the tears are never ending. Yes, you will hold them in your heart. You'll keep on living through the pain. You'll find your way back home. It's all about love, 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 love. Love always wins out. stairs. Oh, once a day. If you find your way, what's up in the air? Shadayu-ba, shadab-dub-dub-ba-dub-way-do-do-do, su-ba-da-bo, you-ba-dub-da-do-lu-bla-hum-bo-ba-hum-bo-ba-hum-bo-ba-hum-bo-weep. So easy now. Hello to the pavilion of dreams. Hello to the holy name on the marquee. There's a cold wind that is blowing, and the sunshine lights the candles that are burning in the corner of my mind.
Thank you so much for coming out. It was a long time in getting her ready, but man, it really turned out well, I think. Great turnout, great sound, great video, great band, great people. We're gonna have great music tonight. We're gonna have some great supper. If the caterer showed up, I see a truck there. They might have it ready to be served, I don't know, but that's next on the list, is to go out there and have some supper. That's what Leanne said, I want a big party, I don't want any Jesus. She had experiences with previous funerals and not getting to do what she wanted to do, so she wanted to make sure that that's what we did, was get together, was have a lot of fun, have a lot of music, and a lot of food, which we will have. So please go out there and see if it's ready to go, and then there are going to be some more music going on here later on. And thank you to everybody who came out. Thank you to everybody, Angel, Daryl, Paul Kushner, Tom, Gordy. I'm missing people for sure. Patrick was there happening. Deborah Newfield, probably other people as well too. Thank you, I love you, and goodbye my little chickens.
Yeah.